Michigan head coach Dusty May, fresh off the electric win over the in-state rival Michigan State, and also by product ruining Tom Izzo's 71st birthday. Coach, really appreciate you hopping on with us this morning.
Hey guys, I appreciate you having me on.
Let's start with the win itself. It was an 18-point lead you guys built up. Obviously, Michigan State isn't going to go down easy. What were you most pleased with how your team stayed composed and won that game last night?
That when the game got really muddy late, we were able to find some angles and advantages, and then our spacing was pretty poor. Our ball movement wasn't great, but we were aggressive on the glass and just found enough points to win.
Dusty, huge week for your guys. 2 top 10 wins. Did it in different ways, obviously. Had to come back to beat Nebraska, had to hold on after Michigan State came back. What does a week like this kind of tell you about your team?
It just once again proves that we're finding different ways. Obviously, earlier in the year when the shots were dropping and we were out in transition, the game was a lot more aesthetically pleasing. Lately, we haven't been shooting as well, and fortunately, our guys have stepped up and made a lot of free throws. We've been able to get to the line just enough, but finding ways to win ugly. And as we know in the NCAA tournament, there might be a night when the shots just don't drop, and you've got to manufacture enough points any way, shape, or form. And I think we're learning how to do that now. And we're also figuring some things out about our team and what we need to focus on the next couple weeks as we have a little bit of practice time.
It was a pretty cool picture that we just showed, by the way, of you sitting in front of the Michigan State fans. That was pretty epic. What was the inspiration for this? Were you just kind of chilling there, and then they were all just right behind you? Did you go and instigate?
No, actually, I always just stick my head out on the court. I usually like to, when I get there, to see which guys from the other team are out there early shooting. It's just kind of a social experiment where the good shooters are usually there shooting early and shooting often. And I stuck my head out, and they immediately start going in. And I was like, I'm not ducking this. I'm just going to take it for a minute or two, get the vitriol out, and then go back to the locker room. And they had great endurance with their insults. And the funniest part was a couple guys at our travel party said, wow, I didn't know that about myself. I had no idea that I was bald, or I had no idea this or that. So it's all in good fun. It adds to the environment of college basketball. Just hopefully that those people can, after the game's over, can leave it there.
No doubt. You can certainly, it's not an easy place to play at Breslin Center. And obviously, having struggled with Michigan State last year, you guys are such a balanced team, whether it be your scoring or defense, but sometimes in games like this, you need your stars to step up. And Yaxel really did that, whether it be the burst out of the second half where he slams down the dunk and then kind of stares down Jeremy Fears Jr. He brings a little bit of that oomph to your team. Talk about what he has meant to you guys throughout the course of this season, but really since you guys got into Big Ten play.
He's such an unselfish superstar. And for a guy to get 26 and 12, I think we may have ran 2 plays for him. Now he's in some ball screen actions, but I think we ran 2 plays for him the entire game. But it just seemed like every time we needed a big basket, he was able to get us a tip in or generate something that extra outside of of what we were trying to do. And I thought he did a great job of staying above the fray. When you see some of those breakaway hard fouls, a lot of players, they get rattled or they try to retaliate. I thought he did a really nice job of staying above all of that stuff.
Elliot Cadeau, during his 2 years at Carolina, he was, inconsistent, maybe maligned by the fans there. He's been tremendous for you. He was great last night. He's clearly made strides, especially in his shooting, especially in his defense. What have you seen from him over the course of the season where he's become such an important player for you? Once he came back into the game last night, that's when your kind of game-closing run really started. What have you seen from him over the course of the season?
Well, it begins with him being such a good player who's also an elite competitor. That's one thing you never really know in this era of speed dating. And we got good information on Elliot from his prep coaches and the guys at Carolina. But his shot-making ability, you saw the step back late that put us up 6. He's put in a lot of time. We've tried to make sure that he knows we want him to be a threat on offense, but also to keep everyone involved. And he's an unbelievable quarterback. He's incredibly intelligent as a basketball player and off the floor. So we're lucky to have him. He makes us go in a lot of areas, and his confidence and belief and fearless mindset is permeated through our locker room.
The freshmen have stolen the show in college basketball this season, but a guy that has not gotten enough credit is Trey McKinney for what he has been doing over the last several weeks for you guys, last night included. I mean, he had, what was it, the 8 points in the first half, dropped a couple of huge threes for you guys. What has his evolution been in your system, and how has he developed into more of from a role player into a guy that you can really trust late in games?
Well, he's always been able to do more than what he's done on our team just because of our depth and our experience and our balance and depth. But he's such a mature player. And typically the defensive side of the ball is what keeps freshmen from being in or playing major minutes. And his defense was on par with his offense, and that's a testament to him, his camp, his support system, his coaches in the past. Because, I mean, he's like a senior defender, and from an intelligence standpoint, and from an effort side, and offensively, he went and generated a couple late shot clock shots when we were really bogged down. He stepped up and just made a couple really great individual plays, and we need that, and to have multiple guys that can find a matchup and generate offense is what you need when you're so well scouted in our league and they take away what you're trying to do. So, but he's going to keep getting better. He's as consistent as a human as anyone that I've ever been around. Every single day, he's all about improvement and growth, and he never gets too high or too low. And you said it's tough because the last 3 or 4 years, freshmen haven't had much of an impact in college basketball because of the COVID seniors. There was just a glut of older players. We see a few now with the circumstances, but there aren't the sheer numbers like there were. And this is the first year where there's just been an onslaught of freshman producers, and his role has just been different. And I think if he was on a bad team, he would be scoring a lot of points and putting up numbers, but he's sacrificing for the team like everyone on our roster.
Dusty May and the Michigan Wolverines now sole possession of first place in the Big Ten. Coach, you guys got your work done early yesterday. What's the day look like today? You going to take in some of the games?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm getting some work done this morning. I'm circling a couple games, and I'll make sure I get a workout in watching the games. And yeah, it's an addiction watching hoops. You know, I know other people watch golf or football, and I give our managers and GAs a hard time. They'll have tennis on in the film room or whatever the case. And yeah, I love days like today. That's the best part of those Friday night games, is we can actually enjoy some of the Saturday games with guys we're friends with or teams that we can learn from.
Coach, well, enjoy it. Kick back, relax, enjoy some of the games. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Definitely. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.